Hi folks, BrickSidious here, back with another LEGO Star Wars video. Forgive me, I had a nasty cold this week, so my voice is still a little wobbly, but this is part 2 of the strange and unusual LEGO Star Wars sets from my collection. I hope you enjoyed part 1 last week, or if you missed it, please click over to my channel page to check it out. First on the left, we have the set 7672, the Rogue Shadow. I think this is from the EA video game The Force Unleashed. I never played it, but I wanted to get this set because of the sought-after Starkiller minifigure. But the actual ship is god-awful in my opinion. Let me turn it here so you can get a better view. I don't think this was LEGO's fault, as the design was taken straight out of the game, but I'm sorry, it looks like a 5-year-old's doodling. I like that it has some asymmetrical aspects to it, so that is not a bad thing in itself, but the angles and the brick selection they chose are too simple and makes it look weird, unpolished, and kind of cheap. There are some interesting weapons in the front, and it has a mechanism where you can rotate the engine here, the thrusters, to go into flight mode and landing mode. You have, one of these big ball missiles. I guess LEGO discontinued those. Maybe they were a safety issue. Weapons cache here. Some flick missiles or something. And the cockpit. Got some extra stickers in there somehow. So this set, it has good minifigures, but literally that's about it. The rest of the bricks, kind of a waste of space, I think. Next we have set number 75217, the Convex transport from the Solo movie. The vehicle has a science fiction feel to it, but it's a little unusual for Star Wars. We don't really see trains in the Star Wars universe. I mean, why do you need trains when you have flying vehicles? But I know Disney was trying to have a different type of action scene in a heist scene, and I thought they did a very good job in the movie. Just the vehicle was kind of unrealistic. Or especially it was a snowy planet. It kind of reminded me of the Snowpiercer movie, if you've seen that. So in the front you have the pilot's area, some sort of like engine room and storage area here. And rather than train wheels, you have the treads that go through the entire compartment like an internal tank. And then in the back, this is one of the cargo cars, and there's like coaxium shipments or whatnot. You have like a stud shooter turret here, and the best part of this set is you get 2 of these very fearsome, cool looking range troopers. Got a pauldron, and in the movie, they look kind of like larger than, not quite a Wookiee size, but these are pretty buff dudes, so the minifigure also looks pretty imposing. The sister set for this is the AT Hauler. You might have seen this like white transport vehicle that can go and like grab the cargo section and fly and take it places. The look of it kind of reminds me of like the Aliens universe. I think I have that set back in storage somewhere, but it's not very remarkable. It doesn't have weapons. The minifigures that come with it are not very interesting. So I think the Convex train is the better of the 2. And lastly, we have the 7754 Home 1 playset. This is a pretty old set from 2009. And at the time, LEGO probably knew that they didn't have the bricks to be able to build a cool looking Home 1 vehicle set. with like a playable interior and stuff, like a Star Destroyer. So this was their next best effort. So starting on the left here, you have the bridge section, like Admiral Akbar in his command chair. It's cool. It rotates and moves around like in the Return of the Jedi movie. He's got his data pads and whatnot. It's funny, in a lot of other sets involving Admiral Akbar, he has like a coffee cup with him. Oh yeah, here it is here in the back. So this set probably started the trend. And then you swing it around and you have the command briefing room here with like the 3D model of the moon of Endor and Death Star, where Mon Mothma and General Nadine are discussing the mission to take out the shield generator, which would let the fighters attack the Death Star 2. I mean, the actual briefing area in the movie is bigger, but given the space constraints and the brick constraints here, I think Lego did a pretty good job. The minifigures are really well decorated and cool. You have here like Naval Officer Lando, you know, not his typical Millennium Falcon outfit or Cloud City outfit, but now he's like a leader in the Rebel Alliance. I think this was one of the first sets where, first Lego Star Wars set where they started to use human skin tones rather than the yellow Lego skin. And then strangely, you have this section that's connected with Technic pins, but I've separated it here. The, whoops, I broke some off. The Home One hangar bay with kind of like a crane or winch for carrying, for moving heavy things back and forth. And you have this really long Technic axle that kind of acts like a control to move the A-wing from parking position, I guess, to launch position. And this A-wing's color scheme is correct with the Return of the Jedi movie, and I think it's really well decorated. You know, there've been a lot of play scale A-wings over the years, and this version looks pretty good. You see, you also get 2 Rebel pilots and another calamari crewman here. What's funny, you can tell compared to the typical Lego Star Wars vehicles that are more narrow footprint, this Home One playset takes up a lot of table space, especially if you connect the Technic pins together. So it's a bit hard to find, for a kid, I would imagine, like hard to find enough open shelf space to store this set. Maybe they just expected kids to play with it at the kitchen table or on the floor and then put it away when they're bored with it. But all in all, yeah, you know, I love any Return of the Jedi set, and especially the Calamari Cruiser is one of my favorite vehicles in the Star Wars universe. So anything remotely related to Home One, I'm good with. So yeah, looking at these weird sets, I like how Lego has tried new things and taken some chances. I'm not criticizing any of their gambles except for the Rogue Shadow, maybe, which was just ugly as sin. It might have been only released in Japan initially. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know more. But I'm curious to see what Lego will try to release next, and I hope they just don't stick to the safe bets of like yet another X-Wing, yet another AT-AT. You know, we can do more than just the classic sets. They still have plenty of material in canon, and you know, Disney is pumping out new shows every year. The fans have made a lot of cool designs on Rebrickable or other mock sites. So there's plenty of material out there. I'm sure, you know, Lego in its design vault, there's a bunch of really cool Star Wars designs that they just haven't put into production yet. Yeah, you know what I wouldn't give to have to be able to snoop through those files. But I think in general, you know, that the company's making money hand over fist. That gives them some flexibility to make some different, bolder sets that may not be super profitable, but it's good for their brand, you know, to show that they really want to stay on the cutting edge of design, and they want to push creative boundaries. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Whether you know if Lego is having the right balance of safe sets versus strange and risk-taking sets. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I will see you next time, and may the force be with you.